Hey everybody. So I just got done watching Love After Lockup, season 4, episode 28, Jail Bait and Switch. I don't know why I continue to watch this foolishness. There are some people I honestly don't see what the point of following their storyline is, but nevertheless, it is my Friday night guilty pleasure. So we start off with Jessica and Michael. Why do I have Dustin here? Anyway, Jessica and Mike. Why do I want to call him Dustin? Oh yeah. Jessica and Dustin. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking Justine. That's why I was like, what? Okay, Jessica and Dustin. So his family has already said that he has never been faithful to any woman he's been with, because he's a drug addict. And I guess essentially what they meant by that was just like, drug addicts are inconsistent. They're motivated by the addiction, and quite frankly, Dustin is still young. He's about to turn 28 and she's 44. Like, anyway. So she's going to the prison to see him in Jacksonville, Florida. She said the prison terminated her. Okay. Baby, if you were fired from there before, yeah, shame on you for going. I don't know if she meant that as she got kicked out, whatever. All right, she can't go in and visit him the way she wants to. She wore the right clothes. She said she went by the rules and she couldn't see him. She claims security had it out for her because she once worked there. Which could be true. Like, I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying, like, stop making a goddamn fool of yourself, girl. Like, this is looking bad. This is just looking dumb. Um, so she decides during this prison visit, she asked him about what his family said as far as him smoking weed, but especially using meth. She said he told her it was a slip up. I was like, girl, bye. Like, bye. Like, I just. Okay. So she's talking to her friend. Her friend later comes by, her friend who is a nurse, and she's talking to her about her sex letters with him. And her friend points out that he's 28 and she's in her 40s. The friend says she just wants her to be careful because all he has time to do is just sit around and fantasize. Um, Couple of things here. Just for the record, I am not one to discuss my sexual relationships with friends. I just don't think, even though they're not even having sex, I just think it's a bad habit to tell people too much of anything when it comes to your sex life, because some people are low down and dirty. Next thing you know, they'll be sleeping with your man. Next. Anyway, Jessica tells her friend about how he used meth and starts crying. Honestly, and this may sound bad, I was glad to see her kind of have a meltdown instead of just trying to like defend him, and defend this bullshit relationship. Like, I wasn't happy like, oh, that she was sad, but I was just happy that she was like actually finally feeling like the effects that this shit is whack and it's not going to work out. Um so her friend was giving good advice, but her friend sounded fucking high as hell. That was it just me? Her friend was like, "Yeah, you can't supposed to do that. We're nurses. We save people." I said, "Girl, these people are too much for me." Um, so her friend basically says, "I think she's making a big mistake." Okay, well, we knew that. Thank you and goodbye. All right, next. So Justine and Michael, Justine, and Justine is a pretty woman. I, I can give her that. I think her children are a little too young and small. I know she has an older daughter, but a little too young for her to be bringing in a prisoner, a ex-con around them. I don't think that's a good move when it's not their father, and you just prison does some things to people. Okay, so we get the beginning when she's talking to him. He's going off on her about Mariah, her cousin, asking him where he got his money from, seeing that he done bought her a big ass car. Shit, I go to work every goddamn day and I can't afford no car like that. So yeah, I be asking questions too, okay? And he starts going off on Justine, like, don't ask me questions about my money. I get short tempered when it comes to my money and people asking me questions. Okay, well, sir, perhaps that's why you're in jail. Okay? Maybe you thought you could tell your public defender or the judge what they could ask you, and you still have not learned your lesson. Okay? So, anyway, she was like, well, Justine was like, you don't clock into a job every day and you're in prison. And yeah, my family is asking questions that are legitimate. He was like, them people. She was like, don't refer to them as them people. This is my family. They are asking legitimate questions. Agreed. She's wondering, she was like, well, he likes things his way. I wonder if it's going to always be this way. Justine, honey, these are the kind of questions you ask before you get married. This is why you didn't need to rush 3 weeks ahead of time to have a prison wedding, because you were too impulsive to wait. Because now all this other bullshit is coming out, and now you are legally tied to this man. Okay. So of course it'll always be like that. That's the way he is. He like that. He getting bucked like that in prison. Girl, bye. I wouldn't want that Negro nowhere near me once he gets out, because he sound like nope. I don't do men that raise their voices like that. So Justine then, like, she can't type with her nails. And she was like, yeah, but it's a part of who I am. And I'm just like, boo, figure it out. I am sorry. Somebody who needs to work. And isn't she like a nurse or some shit? Like, I know you like your nails, but you need to cut them down if you're going to have all that extra stuff. Because don't you have to wear gloves? Anyway, so she is complaining about being a newlywed and being alone. This is what I mean by the stupidity. I just can't take it. Justine, when did you expect you married somebody in prison on purpose? On purpose. You do not get inside a prison with all them rules and restrictions without it being on purpose. Girl, why? Just why? Why are you discussing it? Why? Oh, and then they get on TV with this. Mike is starting to sneak a line from prison. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not mad at that. And they're apparently partners in business. And she was like, no, he didn't get the money from the sneaker line because I see how much money is coming in, and that's a no. However, I will say, trying to start a legitimate business, I got to give somebody credit for that. Being in prison. Okay? But that's clearly not what he's getting money for. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten all, buck over the phone. So, she's talking to the sister, like, via FaceTime. The sister said that he has bought cars and stuff for women before. And Justine was like, wait, what? So she's shocked, and she says she doesn't want a recycled gift. Well, boo, look, that's what drug dealers do. Okay, they have multiple girlfriends, and they buy expensive gifts for the girls they with. I mean, it's not a recycled gift if it was a new car. She was like, well, did they give the gifts back? Of course they didn't. He went to jail, and it was a gift. It's theirs. Okay, see, these are the kinds of questions you ask, baby girl, before you get married. You fucked up. Now you in a bind, and so are your kids as a result of your bad decisions. Anyway, Emily and Dory, this is another. I don't even understand why they keep showing us them and Mark and Sinceria, whatever her name is. Emily and Dory, I'm just not here for it. It's just whack. Just everything's dumb, but it's especially dumb. So Dory was basically calling her and asking her what happened between her and Smoke. She said, basically, you need to stop talking to him. He was disrespectful to me. This, that, and the other. She already doesn't like him. They have clearly had this conversation before. She said, don't call her again if he continues to talk to Smoke. Okay, Emily, I don't think you and Dory have any ounce of chemistry. You almost just kind of seem like his power of attorney or some shit. It's not believable. It's just, and it's stupid. Like, you don't even seem like you like him like that. And okay. So she said she doesn't trust Smoke, but she shouldn't trust Dory either. Look how tight they were in prison. And then she talking all this shit about how she don't want to be associated with a loser. It's only a matter of time for Smoke gets back in prison. I'm thinking to myself, but you dating a guy who's still in there. Child. So Smoke gets this very convenient call from Dory just in time for the cameras while he's playing on the jungle gym, because that's what it looked like to me. Does he live in the park? last time we saw him, he was in the park. I have questions. Okay. So Dari was defending Emily to smoke. He asked him to give the money back to Emily, just take it back to her job and hand it to the lady at the counter. Like all this sketch shit. Anyway, so we talk about Chelsea and Mike. They go to the lawyer in Kentucky. Chelsea realizes that Mike has a lot of felony charges and he's been to prison before. Like, this is not his first go round, but that's what she was told. Okay? She didn't know. She didn't realize he had been in prison more than once. She said she's concerned about his medical situation in prison, and they're, talking to the lawyer, Chelsea and Mike's mother. When they do take the sound out, like where people are talking, but like they basically try to make it appear the way it would sound to Chelsea. I actually kind of like that. I think it's helpful for empathy because when they do that, I started thinking like, what the fuck are they doing? And then you have to stop and think, but for someone who is, deaf and mute or who has limited ability to do that, that is how they experience the world. And that is scary when everybody else seems to be able to talk and hear. So that's a learning point for me. So Chelsea's worried about how she's going to get the $1,500 to pay the lawyer for the case, this, that, and the other. And most people don't just have that money hanging around. Not the average working person. So, we'll see. So Mark and Sinceria. She cussed his ass out for disrespecting her and putting her on a three-way call with another chick. And she called him a narcissistic, everything else. And I said, yes, go off, Sinceria. He ain't shit. He's a fucking weirdo. And he gives them fucking Dahmer vibes. Like, I just can't with it. No disrespect. But I can't. So she said, it is clear why he can't get laid. When I heard that, I fell the fuck out. I said, yes, it is clear. All right, so she laid him out. The mom asks, so why is she calling you if she feels that way? No, the question is, why is he talking to her too? And then why is he talking to her and disrespecting her? So, Mom, I'm going to need you to chill. All right, so anyway, Sinceria hung up on him. His mother told him he looks like a total idiot, which is true. He's ugly and he's weird and he has no compassion for people. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't like him and I don't want to see him anymore on this show or ever in life. Okay, Ty and Hottie. Ty, I'm glad you found somewhere inside of you to be grown woman enough to apologize to Boston for slamming over that table and getting hostile with her. That girl, both times you tried to fight her, does not seem like she is willing to fight. I think, honestly, Boston has been groomed. I wouldn't be surprised if he was trafficking her, and she is still brainwashed and believes in this man in spite of it all. And she's young. And she's certainly younger than Ty. So, Ty, I'm glad you apologized to her. I'm glad you were willing to hug her. You cannot expect that she would just say, oh, you're forgiven after you've done it to her twice on TV. Now, I have a problem, though, with the fact that both her, Ty, and Boston had a season before this to watch Heidi play the both of them, and neither one of them took that as a cue. It was just like, oh, but now he's just fucking with me. Girls, bye. Anyway, so she's laying in the bed waiting to go off on Heidi. She was like, no, I'm going to get him or whatever. So she's up here talking to herself about how he's dead to her or to the camera crew. With her ring on. I said, Ty, all right, in order to make this believable. So Ty's playing him. They having phone sex or whatever they are doing. She went off on him for lying to her about being engaged to Boston. She flipped the tables, literally. Ty, boo. When she started throwing shit all around her house and going crazy, I was just like, Ty, you gonna let somebody in prison make you mad enough to tear up your own shit? It wasn't like you went and showed up to his cousin's beauty salon and tore that shit up and then it just wasn't your shit. You tearing up your own house that you work for. What difference it make to him? He got 3 hots in a cot. What the hell he give a damn? Look, girl, Boston, How do you feel, honey, knowing this shit is on TV and he calling you a bitch and calling you a liar? And we know that's what he called Ty when he on the phone uh with Boston. But still, they knew from last season that he was playing them. When I saw her talking about some shit about to cremate the memories of Heidi, burn that stuff, and then put it in an urn, and she had on her funeral gear, I said, Ty, you really are crazy. And that's all I got to say about love during lockup. I think I said love after lockup at the beginning. Whatever. Love during lockup, dysfunctional love during lockup. This is just a mess. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all for the next one. Look, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Potomac. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be sure to like and subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. All right. Bye bye.